It's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I want to talk about a common issue that many people have that just so happens to have a really common and simple solution. Allow me to demonstrate the problem. So I know that I have the strumming pattern right. It's down, down, up, down, up, but I can't figure out what's wrong. Well, let me tell you what's wrong. Even though you're getting the downstrokes and the upstrokes in the right order, they're not happening in the right place. Now, before I go any further, I quickly want to let you know about some free resources that are guaranteed to help you no matter what your issues are with the guitar. I have an ebook that's completely free for all my subscribers. It's an amazing reference for all the chord shapes, most useful strumming patterns, chord progressions, some music theory, and a ton more. You can download that free. There's a link down below. I also have a crash course there too, once again 100% free, and that is especially useful if you haven't learned a song yet, because it's going to teach you 2 songs along with some key fundamentals, and I'll put links for all that down below. Now, like I was saying, it's not about getting the downstrokes and upstrokes in the right order. It's about getting them in the exact right place, getting the timing perfect. And a lot of the time you're going to hear teachers, myself included, talking about the metronome and how you have to line everything up with the metronome. And let me explain this to you. I'll try to be as brief and concise as possible. The metronome clicks on the beat. The beat is the part that you count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And the metronome just clicks on every one of those numbers that I'm counting. So as you count 1, 2, 3, 4 over and over again, you're counting along with the metronome, and it's also the beat. Now, music would be super duper boring if all we ever did was play on the beat. In order to make it sound interesting, we also need to play against the beat. The most common would be to do something exactly halfway between each beat. We can also divide the beat into thirds, or quarters, or fifths, or sixths, and so on. And the further you go, the more advanced it gets. But in order to hit that point, we need to figure out how to play off beats in a way that shows the listener where the beat is without even playing the beat. For me, what introduced me to this idea was the way that jazz musicians, especially drummers like Max Roach, they'd be able to convey exactly where the beat is without actually playing on the beat. They could play around the beat, but you as the listener, you're still able to feel the main beat, that 1, 2, 3, 4 pulse. It's almost impossible to improve your timing when all you're doing is trying to make sure that you line up with the metronome during the 1, 2, 3, 4 part of the beat. It's like you're chasing the beat and you're just guessing where it is. In order to truly play with solid rhythm, you need to develop mastery of the offbeat. And to help you with that, I have a very simple exercise that if you practice for 5 minutes every day, it's guaranteed to sharpen up your timing. We're going to start by setting our metronome to 60 beats per minute. And I'm going to count along in a different way. I'm going to say the ands with the metronome. And. I add the counting. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And at this point, we're still feeling the metronome as the beat, even though our counting says otherwise. So we're going to start playing downstrokes on the numbers that we count. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. And I'm going to say the numbers a little bit louder. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. And then we stop counting all together and just listen. The idea is to give yourself the illusion that the metronome is actually reacting to your playing. Kind of like when you bounce a ball, you're throwing the ball to the ground and then it bounces back up on its own. And it might take you an hour before this starts to click. It's kind of like one of those, do you remember those magic eye things from the 90s where, you look at this like swirly stuff and then suddenly it's like, oh, a dinosaur. You know, I'm actually pretty good at them since I can spread my eyes on command. But I remember one of my friends who took like 5 or 10 minutes to get it. And this is kind of similar, but from a musical perspective. You know, you just keep going through those steps until it clicks, pun not intended. And you start feeling the metronome as the offbeat and your downstrokes as the main beat. And you always got to go through the steps from the start. So, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... You know, and I'm feeling the metronome as the main beat. So that's one of my biggest tricks for feeling the rhythm and getting in touch with the beat on a whole other level, especially if you've been told that you have no rhythm or, you know, you feel that way yourself. You know, I've had tons of students in that situation, and this has helped them not only get it, but get ahead. You just spend some time every day. Maybe it takes a week, a month, even more. But all of a sudden, it's going to start happening. You're going to start to sound musical. You're going to start to impress your friends, your spouse, whoever. And if you want to really take this to the next level, I have a couple courses that you might find very helpful. If you're still working on the basics like the chords and all that, Learn Guitar Once and For All is designed to help you build up the chord shapes and the rhythm and learn songs. But if you're already good with that, you already know some songs, and you just want to focus on rhythm, I have another course, Strumming Made Simple, which is the spiritual successor to Learn Guitar Once and For All. And that'll help you move beyond the basics to the point where you can feel the rhythm. You know, you can play guitar and sing at the same time. You can play intricate 16th note strumming patterns and a whole lot more. I'll put links for both of those down below. Otherwise, don't forget to check out my free resources that I mentioned before, my free ebook and my crash course. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy learning guitar with me. Have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.